The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TV1 News. I'm Mary Silla.
And I'm Terry Longwood from the Sports Desk. Join me later on in the bulletin.
In this edition, PNG to yield more rice, ENB launches academic year, and ISO builds up for season.
Papua New Guinea has the capacity to produce large quantities of rice, even more than the Philippines, according to visiting investor and former Secretary for Philippines Department of Agriculture, Dr. Emmanuel Pinol. Dr. Pinol leads a delegation of investors who visited districts in Central Province this week in collaboration with the PNG government to see viability of rice farming in the country.
Filipino investors who visited Gabadi and Brown River in Karuku district on Wednesday, 25th January with Minister Richard Maru said there is enough land mass and soil texture is good enough for large-scale rice farming.
If we produce more than what you need in Papua New Guinea, our agreement is that we bring it back to the Philippines so we can feed the Filipinos too. It's as simple as that. So you have a market. We feed the Papua New Guineans first, and then anything in excess, we bring back to the Philippines. Of course, we pay for it. Now, this investment is not just a small investment. We have to build a rice processing complex. It will cost billions of pesos. We will have to bring in tractors. Looking at the land, we'll have to bring in bulldozers to fell the trees and clear the area. We will have to build irrigation systems. It's an investment that we cannot afford to be disturbed by a land conflict.
Minister Maru said initial estimates from the trip showed that Brown River area could mobilize 10,000 hectares for rice, Vanapa up to 40,000 hectares of logged out flatland, and Gabadi and outwards to Barina and beyond another 100,000 hectares.
We know rice will grow well. The country needs to plant rice. We don't need to import rice. And Central is the province that must produce the rice for this country. Barena, Kairuku, you are a key district for planning rice project.
The Filipino delegation also met with Prime Minister James Marape and briefed him on the trip to the Central Province and the bold decision to build a model rice farm in Gabadi this year. Maru said if agreement is reached between the national government, who owns the Manu land at Gabadi, the Central Provincial Government, the Karuku DDA, the Hirikoyari DDA, and the local impact communities, the project can begin this year. Minister Maru said the Marape-Rosso government is keen to be a shareholder in the project together with the Central Provincial Government and the respective DDAs and LLGs. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
More than 8,000 teachers in East New Britain province gathered in a dedication service yesterday to mark the opening of the 2023 academic year. This year is the 12th year for the province to celebrate the opening of the academic year.
The launch themed focuses on quality and inclusive education was hosted by the Gazelle District at George Brown Secondary School. Acting Provincial Administrator Levi Mano reminded teachers to uphold integrity and be serious about providing quality education to the children. Mano, who is also the acting chairman for the Provincial Education Board, told teachers that they are the fundamental part of a child's upbringing. He thanked the Department of Education and Provincial Education Board for the management of the education system in the province. Mano said only through working as a team and bridging gaps in relationships, quality and inclusive education be realized and achieved, stating that it starts within the classroom. The province is on a mission to restore any broken gaps that has made schools, teachers and communities to suffer. Mano stressed that education is a personal choice that people make in life. Teachers were urged to be role models to students and the community in the way they dress and behave. In a traditional Tolai ceremony, the Gazelle district officially handed over the spear to Rabaul district, who will host the 2024 academic year launching. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai officiated at the employment contract signing ceremony of 3 senior public servant heads of department on Thursday, January 26 at the Government House. The 3 senior public servants were appointed by the National Executive Council, and they are Andrew Oake as Secretary for the Department of Treasury, Bill Rue as Chief Fire Officer of PNG Fire Service, and Ilikomau Ali as Deputy Chief Censor for the Office of Censorship, and is the first female for this position. In attendance to witness the significant occasion was the Secretary for the Department of Personnel Management, Tai Sansan. Established in 2014, the Ayura Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School has provided training to many Papua New Guinean students. The engineering school, that has approval to operate as an aviation training organization from CASA PNG and the D has TVET section last week, launched its Port Moresby campus.
An aircraft maintenance engineer's fundamental purpose is to ensure aircrafts are safe and airworthy to fly. No aircraft takes off without being certified to do so by an engineer. Thus, training aircraft maintenance engineers is a major task and needs positive input from all sectors of the aviation and related industries. The director of the Ayura Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School, an aircraft engineer himself, Agion Ayako, shared these sentiments.
This is not for Ayura. This is the school Eminoblo Ayura. Eminoblo Agion Ayako. The whole country needs to know that this school Australia gave me plan and play through ignorance larim na impundani. Nagion Ayako is only a tool that has woken up what should have been going long time ago. In the whole country. In the whole get the PNG.
The Ayura Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School is approved to operate as an aviation training organization from CASA and the D has TVET section. Since opening its doors in 2014, it has trained many Papua New Guinean students.
All get the licensing syllabus exams from CASA PNG look out them. And the external exams, one qualification all kisim, they are internationally qualified.
As the school expands with the recent launch of its Port Moresby campus, Director Agion appeals to the national government, leaders of provincial governments and professionals from related industries to sponsor students from their districts and provinces to institutions such as the Ayura Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School.
Meantime, speaking at the launch of the Port Moresby campus of the Ayura Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School was the head of BSP SME, Samuel Mulina. Mulina highlighted BSP SME's significant contributions to small and medium businesses in Papua New Guinea.
Since the launch of its SME products in 2013, BSP SME has assisted more than 4,000 customers, giving around 500 million kina to Papua New Guinean businesses. Head of BSP SME Samuel Mulina says the Ayura Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School is a beneficiary of this product.
So BSP has given facilities to AMES in their growth because of 4 factors. AMES may play looking most only understanding one very important concept which is called financing in the business world. The other thing that AMES me understanding very well and process policies. The other concept they understand is customers. They know that there is a need out there. And the last one is risk. They know who to deal with regards to controlling and managing in compliance with the regulatory laws in this country.
Mulina expressed pride in the growth of the Aircraft Maintenance Engineering School, saying the growth of the school means growth for the bank as well.
anything and everything that we do, that we declare profit, goes back to the people of Papua New Guinea. And you'll ask how. You must know that top 10 of the shareholders in BSP are Papua New Guinean-owned companies. So we pay dividends back to those people. For example, Nest Fund.
TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
OpenNet.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Lager. Bongum Yumi. Cheers to 70 years.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life.
And the World Club Challenge is about to get underway.
I want you to win somebody's heart. That's Naren.
I never asked for your help with anything, Dad. Don't impose your expectations.
I'm going to be the one who makes the final decision here.
What does it mean to be a man of honor? Having the courage to stand up for what is right. Being a voice for the vulnerable. The Man of Honor campaign aims to recognize ordinary men doing extraordinary things in their communities and helping to create opportunities to make the world a better place. Do you know a Man of Honor? Nominate him today. Visit the Digicel Foundation website and social media platforms for more information. Nominations close on February 3rd, 2023.
Welcome back. The MS-19 unit in West New Britain Province were presented with new uniforms recently by the Nakanai District Development Authority, Deputy Chairman Roderick Bibilo on behalf of Nakanai MP Francis Maneke. The presentation of the uniform
forward law, no continued support, na forward law, no continued support, na long team, MS squad long here, na DDA board.
Acting PPC Senior Inspector Oscar Tobing thanked the Nakanai DDA for the timely and much-needed presentation of the uniforms.
Especially by looking department, most of our employees now on the street, you look him half dressed. You have come in the best way forward, where morale belong all members. Through that uniform that you purchase for them, and by boosting work relationship with them, you mean long Nakanai district, now the province as a whole.
Nakanai Acting District Administrator Wilfred Augustine said law and order is a priority for the district and thanked Minister Maneke and the Nakanai DDA for acknowledging and approving the request of his administration in the purchase of the uniforms.
Something support me like giving the police. Maybe it's captured in our 5-year district development plan. We've got 4 key result areas or strategic outcomes where we've look long. Implement him now, achieve him inside the 5 year. Start him long. This year, in up long, 2027. Alright, then one of those key result areas is manageable law and order issues. We know that law and order is one of the big issue inside the province. Nakanai district and big area kumas.
The DDA came up with 4 programs with delivering change and development, that being Church-Governed Partnership Program, working with youths through a youth rehabilitation program, the effective operation of village court inside of 4 respective wards, and finally, the support to police operations. The police and all the key players will continue to be supported for the next 5 years, so long as the Nakanai administration and DDA board remain operational.
The Universal Church in Arawa held a first community engagement meeting on Thursday, January 26, with Arawa community leaders to introduce the work of the church since its arrival less than a year ago. The Universal Church has been present in Papua New Guinea for over 5 years and has expanded to various locations, and one is Arawa in the autonomous region of Bougainville.
The very first service for Universal Church in Arawa was held in Tupukas Primary School on the 1st of May 2022. Services were held 4 times a week until October 2022 when the church moved to Arawa Christmas Park Padion building. Now the church opens daily.
The main objective of today's meeting was to call all the spiritual leaders of their respective congregations, those who work in the council, those who have businesses, who work in the community. They have an important role to play here in our Bougainville.
Pastor Michael Lewis said he wants them to understand that Universal Church is here to work with them as one body working in harmony.
So we are here to do a work, in other words, to help people to turn their lives around, to come out of suffering. But we're not here to cause a division or to step on anyone's toes. It's to make sure that we are working together with those who are here.
Ward members of the local church, chief and clan members of villages, local business owners, government officials, and members of other denominations present gave positive responses.
Now I understand that Universal Church promotes Jesus Christ, to which I know as a servant of God, that Christianity is very much founded upon Jesus Christ, and that is exactly what I heard tonight. And I see that God has sent you as missionaries to work with us on the ground to bring souls here on the island to Christ, so that we can see clearly and understand God's redemptive call over this island to be an independent sovereign nation.
The church will be a spiritual support for the community, as those who gathered expressed interest to continue building relationships with the church and rebuilding the spiritual and physical needs of the people. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
And to overseas news. Authorities are urging people to stay alert after a young boy was struck by lightning on New South Wales South Coast. The 10-year-old is in a critical but stable condition at Westmead Hospital. ABC's Tim Fernandez reports.
An idyllic day at the beach before disaster strikes. A 10-year-old boy pulled from the water after he was hit by a stray bolt of lightning.
It was an extremely loud bang, and it did appear that the lightning had struck extremely close by.
Lifeguards and bystanders, including an off-duty doctor, rushed to help before paramedics arrived.
They did an excellent job on making sure that the young boy's breathing and circulation returned.
The boy was driven to Westmead Children's Hospital accompanied by his family, who'd recently arrived in Australia from the United Kingdom.
This young bloke, he's a 10-year-old, very resilient, and I'm just hoping and praying that he will fully recover from his incident.
Lifeguards were monitoring the storm, but had yet to close the beach.
The lightning did occur a significant distance from the storm front, which is not commonly seen.
It was just this out-of-control road strike, 1 in a million stuff.
What onlookers witnessed at this inlet was a devastating reminder of nature's power, and with more storms forecast through to next week, people are being urged to monitor the conditions. There have been more than 100,000 lightning strikes recorded across New South Wales this week, putting fire authorities on alert.
Primarily what we are seeing is storms that do have some rainfall associated with them. But despite that, still on the edges of those storms, we're seeing a number of ignitions. In fact, since the 1st of January, we've seen more than 120 fires.
Thunderstorms proving dangerous both inland and on the coast, with more wild weather on the way.
And that ends the news segment. Coming up in sports with Terry, ISO build-up for season and registration for Lick Lick softball. Taking us to break now is the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people. When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Lager. Bungum Yumi. Cheers to 70 years.
Biggest party of the summer to Brooklyn. This is SummerSlam. We've sold out the Barclays Center. Now we're gonna blow the roof off of this place.
It's not gonna disappoint, I promise you that.
Seeing her in the ring just really takes me back to the last year where she was at her weakest point.
I might not ever be able to get in the ring again. Like, that can't be my last match.
Shall we?
What the hell? Why are you wearing gold? Lo shine him sampla light, lo truth you pla okla hide him lo me all these years. Wedding him off.
Me ready. Lo facing consequences blow actions blow me. So you can get belly see.
You are nothing without him.
Di sana belah mana weh?
Welcome back. In sports, the build-up towards the 2023 DSL Cup season for the Gulf franchise PRK Galfizo is picking up momentum with pre-season training now underway under rookie coach Roger Laka. After an impressive start to their campaign in season 2022, notching up 4 consecutive matches on the trot, the Gulf franchise unfortunately could not maintain that winning streak, finishing off the season outside top 6. After falling by the wayside midway through the 2022 DSL Cup season, rookie coach Roger Laka, though, was quite impressed with the outcome, saying it's a work in progress. Since appointed head coach last year, his main focus was to blood in a lot of young boys from their development pathway around seasoned players and help rebuild a new culture for the club. With a new season looming, pre-season training has started and has been concentrated mainly on endurance and conditioning before they get to the second phase, which is gym and field sessions. At the team's beach session this morning, Laka gave a brief overview of the current squad and mentioned a number of marquee players, including rugby league journeyman Justin Yoka and former Muruks and Tigers forward Emmanuel David, who they have secured for the season.
We promoted 12 of our development players from last year up, so we're not looking too much at getting players from outside, but within our system already, our development system already. So that's a positive way of all these young kids coming up, and they are getting used and understanding our system and our process with team yet. So, in terms of outside experience, Kisim Tupla, obviously pivots is a key area where we need someone to guide the team. So we are fortunate Loxim Services with Justin Yoka.
Coach Laka also mentioned plans to have a number of trial matches in Yokea Gulf Province would feature their development side versus a local select side and one with the Port Moresby Vipers.
In the forwards we got Emmanuel David, also another experienced campaigner with Mandy Muruks, and last year played with Tigers. So that's basically our squad for this year.
With a positive outlook for 2023, Laka and his boys are back in the grind, getting through their paces before they finalize the squad for 2023.
We're looking at a 35-man squad. So obviously now we got 42. So probably you'd say this is the squad.
Laka also shared some experience from a recent trip he took to the Gulf Province to witness a grand final match, which was a great eye-opener, and amazed by the raw talents on show. Laka also made mention of Kenny Laho and Charlie Horope as emerging Gulf products who came out of their academy and development program. And that wraps up sports for now. Back to you, Maricela.
Thanks, Terry. Before we go, remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water. Cough or sneeze into your elbow. And exercise social distancing. If you're feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
Bye.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.